Um, I'll be taking us through the introduction of our new book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The book was published and with this particular quotation that says, "A burning desire to be and to do is the starting point where a dreamer must take off. And dreams are not born out of indifference. Dreams are out of laziness and
Mr. Isaac,
lack
do
of
you want to
ambition."
switch off your video
So
because of the
Napoleon,
quality of the network? The network is breaking a bit. Do you want to switch off your camera so that we can enjoy your flow? The network is weak. Thank you.
okay,
Can hear you.
okay.
Yes, Lukman,
Um,
we can hear you. So Isaac is already on the floor. So go ahead, please. Mr. Isaac, the network is not coming out well. You want to check? Or is it only my network?
Yeah, good. I can also hear him. I think it is from his side.
Yes. Mr. Isaac. This is not good. Mr. Isaac, we cannot hear you. Just to mention. Your voice is very low and not clear. I think the earpiece is having issues on the mic. We cannot hear you very well.
okay. How about now?
Far,
Can
far
you hear
better.
me now?
Very better now. Yes, so you can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. So he made mention of the fact that burning desire, the thoughts, definite purpose, and persistence is key, and they are set of attitude that can translate into wealth. So, and he also mentioned the fact that um, this persistence, the ability to continue and not quitting, the ability to say no to quitability is one of the um, key attitudes to grow rich. So, and he took us through some stories of some of the um, successful people during his own time. And he talked about um, the story of Barnes and Edison. So he mentioned the thoughts and the persistence and the follow up given by Barnes to, he had a dream of becoming a business associate with Edison, and he doesn't stop at thinking alone. He followed up, although he has several challenges, like the transport fare to where the laboratories of Edison are located, and the aspect that he doesn't even know Edison in person. So, but he doesn't let this stop him, and he puts that thought into action. And that is the beginning of his success story. So because of time, and secondly, he mentioned another story of he mentioned another story of persistence when a black girl, a black girl in the mail, so was sent to collect $50 um from Darby's uncle in the flour mill, and how the persistence of that girl got his goal achieved, or sorry, our goal achieved rather. So this aspect is one of the lessons that we learn, and when we go further into the success story of Mr. Darby, so you would have seen the persistence of that girl, and the lesson he learned from the gold mine are some of the um, there are some of the aspects that actually assisted while he was while he was selling insurance, life insurance, and he was able to do well for himself. And another aspect of determination is when Napoleon mentioned the aspect of tearing out the impossibility parts of a dictionary. So this is another aspect of lesson from this book, from the introduction, and he laid emphasis on the fact that impossibility should not even be part of our dictionary and our life. And this is evident in the story of um, Henry Ford. So
Mr. Isaac, you're muted. Mr. Isaac, you're muted. Unmute yourself and talk. Mr. Isaac, can you talk?
can you hear me?
Yes, you were muted for a few seconds.
Oh, so sorry. I think that's one of the issues I'm having with my phone currently. The calibration has a little bit of issue. I'm sorry about that. So I was trying to explain how the persistence of a black girl um, got a goal, and the major goal was to get the 50 cents or $50 from Mr. Darby's uncle in the flour mill. So, and she was able to pull that off based on her persistence. And these are some of the things we are able to learn from this introduction. So, and this, according to Mr. Darby, is one of the things that got him to be able to sell more during his time as person who sells life insurance. And so he was able to understand that not all knows are knows. And then talking about the determination, so Napoleon emphasized on the fact that we should we should not let impossibility be part of our dictionary or part of the things we think. And this is evident in the story of Henry Ford. So he was able to push the engineers to build the model of engine he wants, even after a year of setbacks. So his determination makes that possible. So, and they were able to get an headway in the process, and that's another aspect. Then, talking about the negative thoughts of Mr. Darby and his uncle that made them stop 3 feet, 3 feet from gold. So this is another aspect that tells us how important um, our thoughts, our persistence, and determination can influence our success. So, and can influence everything we do for us to be able to achieve our goal. So, and because of time, there are some of the key aspects that I was able to bring out from this book, from the introduction rather. So it includes that riches only come to those, success comes to those that are persistent and that are success conscious, and failure is certain for those that are failure conscious. So this is pointing us to the fact that when we have a goal, we should focus more on the success of that goal, and we should lay less emphasis on the things that will make us fail. Then another aspect from the book is the mindset of Franklin Roosevelt during the Great Depression that started probably in 1929 and ended shortly during the time of the Second World War or shortly after the Second World War. So there are two differences. There are two things involved in this Great Depression. The first aspect was there have been presidents in the USA that witnessed that Great Depression, but they were unable to do anything about it, or probably they tried, but they couldn't get it right. But when Franklin Roosevelt became the president, he benefited mostly from the power of thoughts and action. So he was able to pull off some strategic implementation, like to some extent. So he was able to review some aspect, the economic aspects. So he was able to go through reviews. He was able to do a lot of things that turn around the Great Depression. So to favor the USA back then. So, and some other countries of the world that are also in that depression was able to, learn from him, and before we know it, the word Great Depression, became something of the past. So, and he benefited from what's it called, positive thinking and action. Then another aspect of this book is the aspect of you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. So Napoleon emphasized the adaptation of the universe to the nature of thoughts that we hold in our mind, and also that this earth, the nature of the earth, also of the universe, also influence us to transform or translate what we have in our mind into action. So the universe is less concerned about the positivity of that thought or the negativity. The only thing the universe is concerned about is to just assist us, influence us to transform whatever we hold in our mind, the kind of thought we have in our mind, translate it into action. So, which means it's trying to tell us that we should keep the kind of mindset of growth, mindset of being rich, and when you have this kind of mindset, you have this kind of thoughts in your mind. Before you know it, the universe will influence you to transform it into action, and then you grow rich. Then I will quickly go through some aspect of the book that talk about riches, how riches usually come quickly, that it comes in great abundance, that you start thinking about, oh, where has this riches been when I was down and the likes. And it also talked about it also talked about um the aspects the aspect that I think I mentioned this earlier. So he said the opportunity is something that in most cases most people don't really recognize it, because it comes in a kind of disguised form. So that it comes in disguise, like sometimes we see it in form of misfortune, or probably temporary failure or defeat. So as regard that, so in most cases people don't really recognize opportunity. So then um it talked about the fact that a lot of things will will come up from her mind while reading these 13 principles in this book, or 13 steps of think and grow rich. Then so he also mentioned the fact that the experience was something he was able to get from more than 500 people, and 500 most successful people during his time. And so, conclusively, uh, Napoleon Hill wants to open our mind to the 13 principles, and give us a kind of mindset that will lead us to success. So I think we can learn the remaining from the other chapters of the book. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ishaq. Thank you very much. That was lovely, fantastic review of what the introduction of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is going to look like. I think you are giving us an insight of what to expect and what to look forward to for the remaining chapters and for the rest of our review sessions. All right, so just a few thoughts of mine. Personally, I think what this introduction is just getting us prepared for is informing us that if there's anything you want to do, it is best to be determined to execute it and worry less about the hindrances or the things that might not make it come true, right? So the best way to put it is just do it, like Nike always says, right? Just start it, just do it. Don't just leave it in thoughts, right? Thoughts and persistence is what makes success come to life, right? So there was always said at the end of this thing that the burning desire to be and to do is the starting from which the dreamer must take off. Dreamers are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition, right? So I think what this is saying is that for you to achieve something, you just have to go for that thing that you are looking forward to, that thing that you keep dreaming of, and the burning desire to achieve it. You focus on that and just leave the rest, right? Because the longer you keep thinking about achieving whatever it is you want to achieve or do, the more hindrances and negative thoughts that you come. You keep seeing reasons not to try it out. So it's best that we just don't think too much, just do it. Right. So yeah. So that was a beautiful review of the introduction to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Thank you very much, Ishaq Suleiman, for that. Really appreciate it. The floor is open if anybody wants to make any contributions, additions, or share a few thoughts on what he thinks about the introduction before we call it a day. We have just 5 minutes. If anybody that wants to make contributions, please signify and or just tag. So anybody? Okay. Nobody wants to say anything. Nobody wants to add. All right.
Yeah,
Muti.
hello. Hello.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
can
can
you
hear.
hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
hear you.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, this is a kind of maybe question I want to ask. So, though I did not open I think the book which was sent into the group, so I just want to clarify and have a bit more general overview of what this book is all about. So from the title of the book, Think and Grow Rich. So I'm wondering,
Mhm.
is it how to get rich, or how to like which kind of richness are we uh really talking about, or the author is really talking about here?
Okay. Uh, so Think and Grow Rich. Talking about wealth, right? What I think what do you class what do you classify as wealth? Is it finances? Is it um is it money? Is it assets? I don't know. Whatever I think whatever you classify as wealth, whatever you desire to achieve, basically. I do not think that it is restricted to just money, right? It is wealth. A lot of things could classify as wealth. So the book is according to the brief summary we have, it's a self-help book that teaches us how to cultivate wealth mindset. So it's going to help us create or build our mindset on how to drive and build our wealth, basically. I hope that answers your question.
I think, although, Lukman, let me
No?
add one or two lines before the time is up. Okay,
All right.
so when you say first, I think I need to also remind us the purpose of this group. The purpose of this group is to revive the act of reading and encourage people to learn the wisdom hidden in books. Okay, so which means that there are times that we do not even know the end goal of the book, and we should enjoy the suspense by reading through every single line in that book to get the best out of it. The platform is open for us to read, and it should encourage all of us to dig down into those books. So we can tell you high level, this is what we think the book will be talking about. But the real goal is we truly want you to read the book and come on this platform to have meaningful and insightful discussions. Not every single thing in all of these books are 100% acceptable by all. It is open to our debate. And of course, we're here to rub minds together. So I need to set that tone so that we all understand that the idea is not, oh, this book, it's like something that everybody must take hook, line, and sinker. But it's a thing we are trying to push down, which is reviving our reading skill. And I want to thank Isaac for giving it a good trial. Right, very good one indeed. Though network had a bit of time. So in terms of the question, anything about rich, anything about wealth is what this book is trying to tell us. And the goal is for us to benefit from the power of thinking and how you can get into wealth or get money, get anything you call assets from the act of thinking. So basically, Napoleon Hill is trying to tell us how to use our brain to get to financial and economic breakthrough. So that's what I would just say about that. Odun, over to you. I think we're running out of time. Thank you. Okay, so I think, Lukman, you want to wrap up so that we can close? It's exactly 8 o'clock.
Yes. All right. So it's 8 o'clock, and that's go time. I think I've had a wonderful session and very insightful one. Thank you very much, everybody, for Ishaq. Thank you, Moody, for your question, and thank you, Kazim, for attending to that beautifully. I think this is a good start for our third book, and I hope to see you all as we keep going forward. Thank you very much. Don't also not forget to follow us and engage us on social media platform at Kaizen Reading Group. Thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend.
And also, just before we go, Mr. Falabi Komorudin, the process is that when you come on this platform and you want to talk, you will raise your hand. The admin will see you and unmute your mic. I think it's been coming every month that you are typing in the chat that we should unmute you. We don't check the chat like that. So please always raise your hand. We would unmute you and you'll be able to talk. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.